Good morning. This morning I'm going to talk about kind of the Terrible Triad. This is basically in a communication series, how to learn to communicate in different ways and to become more self-aware of how you are communicating. This is the Terrible Triad. It's basically a triangle, and then you will notice this right away, even if not for yourself, although it's probably for you as well because I've noticed it in my own life, but you'll see it in other relationships around you. Basically, it's got the bully, the victim, and the hero. And this is what happens. Somebody plays the victim. And the reason somebody plays the victim in any conversation, and this can happen multiple times in one conversation, somebody will say, oh, this is so bad, something didn't happen to me. What they're looking for is the hero to come in, right? What they're looking for is the hero to come in. So the hero comes in. And then when the hero comes in, then they get what they want in some ways. But this is what usually happens. Usually what happens is it starts with the bully. Somebody feels they're bullied in some way, so the other person can play the victim, which forces the other person to play the hero role. And often when somebody plays the hero role, you are angry that they're playing the hero because they're not the good guy right now, so you become the bully, and you start picking on them. So this is how it works. Somebody says, hey, you never do this, the bully, okay? You never do this, you're an awful person, whatever it is. The other person goes, hey, I've had a hard day, and yada, 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 and I've got all this stuff on my plate. And so the other person goes, oh, you know what, you're right, I'm so sorry. And now the other person takes advantage and goes, hey, you're always picking on me, you're always doing this to me. And then the other person goes, hey, listen, do you hear how it goes? Do you see how it goes? That's how often communication happens. Here's how to break this cycle. Here's how to break this cycle. It's very simple. It's not the only way to break this cycle, but it's a way that breaks it very, very well, okay? It's very, very simple. You need to have very strong boundaries, so that's maybe another aside. You need to have strong boundaries, and if you want help with boundaries, come contact me at some point in time. Boundaries are a really difficult area in life for a lot of people, okay? They can be beautiful. Maybe I should do a series on boundaries at some point. But have strong boundaries, and then the second part is that you simply need to clearly communicate. So here's the communication 101 kind of idea here. You need to describe what you're feeling and what you need. That's it. So without blame, without shame, without putting this on other people, without dragging other stuff into it, you simply need to state what you're feeling and what your needs are in the moment, okay? As you practice this, it's not going to work magic probably the first time, although it'll work magic in a lot of different situations. Not for everyone there, and not in every situation. Especially if you've got all this ingrained, weird triangle stuff going on with a bunch of people, as most of us do. I'm going to give you an example of this, okay? So somebody is not listening to you. I've been teaching my son this consistently right now, and as he does it, he gets exactly what he wants out of the situation. He gets the results he wants. So he'll sometimes like complain or talk, and he's angry because he's not getting what he needs or wants. And I'll say, hey buddy, how do you communicate? He's like, what do I need? How am I feeling and what do I need? And I go, right. So as soon as he switches into this, he gets the results. This is what he does. He'll say, I'm feeling unheard. When I'm talking, please look at me. Think about how simple that is. I'm feeling unheard. When I'm talking, please face me and put that thing down. Whether it's me or it's my wife or my daughter, whoever it is. As soon as somebody communicates in that way, it's non-aggressive. It's not in somebody's face. It's not blaming somebody. Often what I see is somebody will get defended. Oh, no, I was still listening. I'm like, no. Hey, listen, I'm not blaming you or anything. This is about me. This is not your issue. This is my issue. I'm feeling unheard. So please help me out by putting that down and just looking me in the eyes for a few minutes or a few seconds while I'm talking. Here's a key to this, okay? You're not putting blame. You don't say, I feel this when you are a jerk. That's not what you're doing. You simply say, I feel this way. Here's what I need from you right now. The reason it's beautiful is, and I'm going to give you a tip with it, the reason it's beautiful is that you can express your feelings, which people can't really argue with. You can't say, no, you're not feeling unheard. That's ridiculous, right? That's not typically the way it works. So somebody will pay attention initially, and then secondly, whether they're feeling defensive or not, you're specifically stating a simple need that you have that gives somebody the option to say, hey, I can give you that. You don't say, hey, I'm feeling poor, give me $1 million. It's not the way it works, right? You express the emotion, and then you are expressing the need in the moment. Simple, simple, simple. Now, the tip that I'm going to give you with this, and I want you to practice this today with somebody around you, especially if it's a family member. This works really well with family members and friends, people that you can trust and that you've got some kind of relationship with already. The tip is when you communicate what you're feeling, when you communicate your emotion, try a more complex emotional word than happy, sad, angry. Okay? If you are only using happy, sad, angry, I feel happy right now. I need, it loses a little bit of punch, a little bit of power. Increase your emotional vocabulary. And this is how I'd encourage you to do it. Simply Google emotion wheel. Google emotion wheel. What you're going to see is a whole bunch of wheels that have usually a bunch of colors, and in the middle you've got 6 basic emotions, usually 6, and then from those they expand and give different aspects of different emotions. So instead of saying I'm sad, I could say, or I'm angry, I could say I feel unheard. I feel disrespected. When you say I feel unheard or disrespected, it's not white noise. I often say I'm fantastic. So that doesn't mean a lot to people when they ask me how I'm doing. If I say something different, people pay attention. And because these words on the outside of that circle, I hope you're Googling it right now or right after I'm done talking here, you're going to increase your emotional vocabulary and people will pay attention to you more and you will have your needs met more. They will feel great because they're helping you out. You'll feel great because you're having your needs met. This is a no-lose situation most of the time, almost every situation. I can think of a couple where it doesn't work so well, and usually it's in abusive situations. That's it, or when things are so ingrained. Try this out. Teach other people, spread the word. This is like magic. It works magic in relationships, and have a fantastic day.